welcome to my Options 1 channel, and it was definitely a tough week. If you go back to Friday, I sold $20 puts, and I said I fully expect a 10% up or a 10% down day Monday. Now, what I did not account for was deep think, just wrecking the markets. And Dan Ives came out this morning saying that, that may have just been false information. It's amazing what can happen in the market on unproven news. But anyway, Monday we reported earnings, and Monday we reported earnings, and we just got clobbered. SoFi reported very good numbers. Everything was a beat, everything, except guidance. And guidance was for 3 cents per share in the first quarter of 2026. And SoFi explained why that was. Basically, they're invested money so they can kill it in 2026. But the first 2 quarters of 2025 are going to be a little bit light. So I picked the wrong week to sell puts without any downside protection. But, if you watch the video, I said I fully understood that. That's what I was going to do. And it wasn't that risky of a trade unless the stock just got clobbered down to 15 or 16. I even said that in my video. And guess what happened? Poof. Yeah, we got clobbered. I came out okay in the week. I wish I would have done better. But considering how much the stock was down, I think I actually did pretty good. So I'll stand up and I'll go over everything, and I'll tell you my thought process as I did these trades. So let's start right here. This is the last big trade that I'd actually made. And I sold $20 puts, and I actually got assigned those $20 puts this morning, Friday morning. I said Thursday here, but technically they get assigned overnight. So when I woke up this morning, Friday morning, E-Trade sent me a message saying that I had got early assignment. Now that's pretty rare, but it does happen. And I wasn't shocked at all because it was $20 puts, and those were in the money for the people that wanted to cash in on that. So. Here, I had gotten paid, what was it? Shoot, 500 and some dollars. I didn't write it down up here. But since I got early assignment, if you back out what I got paid, I paid $17.46 for the shares, times 200. So I bought 200 shares and it cost me $3,492. And if you remember last week, I even said, worst case scenario, it goes to zero. And then I kind of chuckled. And I said, no, really, just a bad event, I'm buying shares for $17.46. So that's exactly what I ended up having to do. I ended up buying shares for $17.46. And the share price is $15.80. So I just went ahead and calculated that as a loss, okay? So I took $15.80, subtracted it from $17.46. And that cost me $352 on the trade. So I was down $352 on that trade. The $16 put I sold, that was from last week when we had that big, deep sell-off. I sold a $16 put, and I actually got lucky on that. I got lucky on that by following my own rules. This morning I was looking at it and I was like, okay, I need to buy that back and cancel that out. And I put in an order to buy it back for 3 cents and it didn't go through. I put in an order to buy it back for 2 cents and it didn't go through. I put in an order to buy it back for 4 cents because I was up 95% on the trade, and that went through. I just went ahead and put it in at the ask so it would go through because I was already up 95%, and I said, hey, the market may do something stupid this evening. You never know. So I followed my own rules. I didn't get greedy, and I was able to close that out for $4. So I was able to pocket $72 from that trade. Now, had I not done that, SoFi just basically kept going down, kept going down, kept going down. When I did this, it was like, I don't remember, 1640-ish, somewhere in that neighborhood the stock price was. So I was able to buy it back for $4. Anyway, I pocketed $72 from selling that put. That was a risk that I took. Now today, not a great day to sell calls at all. I really did not want to sell calls today, but I did. I usually really prefer selling calls on an up day, but I went ahead and I handled it this way. I sold to open one 1650 put. I got paid $75 for that, but I won't know how much of that I get to keep. Down here, I sold to open one 1650 call. I got paid $26 for that. And I sold one $16 call, and I got paid $43 for that. Now I have quite a few leaps, and I have a few short-term calls. I think they're for March, middle or late March, somewhere in that neighborhood. So I'm not real concerned about selling calls at the 16 or 1650 level. I have all kinds of protection there because I have calls, purchased calls for $14. So if the stock is going up or if I get assigned here, that's not a problem at all. So having been a tough week, I lost $352 on this trade. I made $72 on this trade. I made $26 on that trade, and I made $43 on that trade. So that put me down $211 for the week. So I wrote that up here. So my week so far is January the 3rd through the 10th, I lost $101. That was the week that the market just took a big nosedive. That was a market-led event. An anomaly, actually. This week, I made $254. The prior week, I made $281. And this week, which everybody is familiar with, you know, this was the Deep Seek. I want to call it Deep Think. It's Deep Seek or Deep Think 1. It's one or the other. We had that event, and then we had SoFi impressing but falling short on guidance earnings per share. I have been thinking about doing a video on why I think the share price and what it will be by the end of year 2025 and the end of year 2026. If you were to be interested in such a video, just let me know. I can run the numbers and walk you through why I think that's where we would land. But from my perspective, SoFi is a very good stock. It's a very good company to be selling calls and puts on. Where the way I set my trades up, I get right here, I've told you, I usually do really well unless there's just a big downturn in the market, because I usually don't buy a lot of downside protection. This is a stock that I'm interested in. It's a stock that I don't mind to buy the shares. I mean, I like to make money each week, and I'm definitely up for the month. What would the math on that be? Let's just say 3, 4, 5, 50 minus 2, 3. So, you know, I have made money, roughly $250 for the month. Definitely not where I wanted to be. But I do think that there's two very large anomalies in there. You had that sell-off at the very beginning of the year, and then we just had a very big anomaly with SoFi's earnings. And then today, it was a market knee-jerk reaction to Trump announcing tariffs on Mexico and Canada, and combine that, you know, with just a weak, W-E-A-K with W-E-E-K. It was a weak week, and you know, SoFi just ended up down. So all things considered, I'm very satisfied with the way these trades played out. It's just that, you know, I knew exactly how it would play out depending on the direction of the stock. I wish the stock would have reacted better and had gone up, but I do believe that the market definitely overreacted to the guidance that was given for SoFi. But anyway, I hope you enjoyed this. I hope you're finding it helpful, and I do hope that you're getting a strong grasp on how to sell calls and how to sell puts for a recurring income, because that's what this channel is now. Anyway, thanks for stopping by. I hope you enjoyed it, and until next time.